Hello, everyone. Today we're going to talk about preparing for a job interview. I got good news today. One of my friends' clients called to notify me that she was pointed and she used some of the tips that I had given it to her some months ago. Things to do when you go for job interview. So let's assume this is just a reminder or a recap on things that you know that you've used before and you might have forgotten about them. So one of the key things is that when you are called for an interview, you have sent your CV, they saw your credentials and they loved it. So just now they just want to compare the person with what's on paper. So you are basically there to sell yourself, to sell your energy, just to show them that you are the right fit and match for the organization. So, so it's very important to prepare yourself for it. Make sure you do your thorough research about the organization, go through the job spec, and prepare examples of the work that you've done previously. And also, one of the things that's always important is to most companies, especially for senior roles, they use the sort of the competency-based interviewing. So they really want to see you apply yourself. They want to know an example. They want to know your impact, your contribution, and then the impact that it has in the organization. So ensure that if you are giving an example, close the loop. How it started, what was your contribution, and what impact it had in the organization. So that's very important. One of the things also that I wanted to talk about is then the mental preparation. Just try and have less disruptions. Make sure you are ready for the interview. You do a thorough research. I mean, I guess an interview is like an exam. You will never know until you know. But do as much as you can. You've got the spec, you have the experience, read as much as possible about the organization, know the people that are going to interview you, search them on the internet. If there's anything particularly important about them, make notes of that, and then you can use that as an example, as a question when you are asked later if you've got any questions. So do that. And then some interviews are done online and some are done face to face. The important part is that you've just got an hour to do your best. So with that hour, ensure there's proper connection. There is no load shedding. If there's load shedding, move into the area where there's none, or make sure you've got a battery to back up. Your connection is on. The computer is working properly. Make sure the sound, the video, people can hear you. Just do some tests and make sure that if it's an online interview, they can only see mostly your face and your shoulders. Do your best. Put lipstick. Just make sure that you really look presentable for that, right? And then if it's face to face, now do your best from head to toes. One of the things that I always tell ladies, that there's little things that can disrupt you. Spend some time at reception and give yourself a good 15 minutes. It gives you a good feel of the culture of the organization. You'll see what type of people work there as they go in and out. You can be able to assess. Another thing is ensure that, hey, try and maybe leave your handbag in the car. If you've got a car, try and leave it there, put your phone on silence and just leave it in the car. The only thing you carry is, if you've got a car, your car keys and a notebook and a pen. Really, those are the main things that you bring in. Why? Sometimes a handbag can be disruptive. You're walking into a room, people stand up, you've got your bag, you've got your phone. They want to greet you and shake your hands, and now you don't know where to put your bag, whether on the floor or on the table. There's just that things, and little things can really disrupt you. They can really affect. So try and just be minimal. Carry as less as possible so that you can just put it on the table and then you are ready to go. And when they offer you something to drink, if it's be specific. If they say water, coffee, whatever, but have a drink. A drink will help you to think. When somebody asks you a question and you need to recall quickly what example that you need to use for this particular question, you sip the water. So it's sort of a delaying method while you think of an answer that you're going to give them. Another thing is to ensure that if you don't understand the question, even if you did, but you just want to ensure, ask them again. When they repeat the question, you also gather your thoughts nicely, then you are able to answer the question. But all I'm saying is that it's an hour to do your best. Own the space, give firm handshakes. You know the culture that you're working with. Give handshakes, give eye contact, write down the names of the people that are interviewing, know who is in the room. When it's a time for you to ask questions, be specific, so and so, call the person by their names. People love that because you've noticed them, you've acknowledged them. Write their names down so that you don't forget. Another big thing, the big no-nos, don't ask about salary. Most of the time, people are referred to by recruitment agencies. The agency will do their job. So don't ask what the job offers. And also don't bad mouth your previous employer. It's a big no-no because it means you'll do the same about them. So just try and, if you are also asked a question about your areas of development or your weak points, choose an example that is a weak point but a strong point, if I can put it that way. An example for that would be something like, um, I work hard, I ensure that I don't go home until the job is done. So that's a good point, but it's also a bad point in terms of your work life balance suffers. But an employer would be happy to hear that because employers are about delivery. So they want their job done. So just ensure that don't give a very bad area of development, like I get mad and I beat people up. Try and avoid those. Yes, it might be true, but don't say it during a job interview. And you do your research, see what projects are there that the organization is busy about. Check the internet, the latest news as well, if they are in the newspapers for any article, good or bad. Ask about it. I saw an article about you on this on social media or whatever. Is it true? Is that so? Don't be judgmental, but just give them an opportunity to respond. But that just shows that you've got interest. If you've got any personal information that you picked up on LinkedIn about one of the interviewers, whether their qualifications or experience or achievements, ask them about it. Just to get more clarity on it. Again, people love themselves. So the moment you pay attention to them, they like that wow, this person has really done their research, and it also shows that you are somehow paying attention to details. There's really a lot of information that I can definitely share with you. So check my bio on the link and you can follow me. What I also do is sort of do like a dummy interview, just give you an opportunity to be interviewed so that you can really get prepared when you go for a job interview. And also just to help you with things like fear. Fear can paralyze you, but it's not going to help you get the job. So when we practice, when we do these interviews with practices, it just helps you to be ready and know what type of questions to prepare for your job interview. All right, so thank you. Just like and follow and share, so that you can see whenever I post in some content on my page. Yeah, thank you for your time. Goodbye.